Hi,
Hello.
welcome to our video where we are celebrating, in some respects, our 3-month anniversary of
Three
being
months
back in the
already. Yeah.
UK. So, in this video, we're going to talk to you about a few of new things that we've been doing
Yep.
and also update you on some previous things like driver's licenses and stuff like that.
Yep.
And
And Susie's quest for free oat milk.
that's right, yes. Well, they shouldn't be charging you. Anyway, enjoy. So, as we said, we've been back for 3 months now, and I think that we have settled a bit more, don't you?
Oh, some of us have settled a bit too much. Yes.
And we just want to run through a couple of things that are updated and a couple of things that we have actually experienced for the first time.
Yeah, so we told you the saga of our driving licenses and how we were misinformed of what to do to reapply for them. Just to remind you, we had our paper copy driving licenses, but our photograph ones had expired sometime in 2012, something like that. So we thought that we could renew them and have the service process done at the post office.
Yes.
But that didn't happen. Anyway, we sorted that out.
But also what we were told, because when you look at the form, there's quite a lot of options to check.
Yeah.
And anyway, the point is that we were told to say that we had lost our photo cards,
Yes.
which we did. But then yours came back once
Yes.
we'd posted everything. And
With a refund.
with a refund of three whole pounds, everybody. But mine didn't come back. Mine came back. I got a letter instead
Yeah.
because, again, this is something that has carried over from historical our history, shall I say, and that is whenever we moved to America 15 years ago, I still had my maiden name. I hadn't changed over to our married name. And that's because being a dual national, I had two of everything. And it was really expensive
Yeah.
to renew everything all at once. So we just thought we'd naturally let things
Run the
expire.
course. Yeah.
And then I'd gradually change my name. But over here, I'm still known under my maiden name. But then whenever you had to put in proof on the driver's license of your UK citizenship, it's my updated British passport, which has now got my married name. So they sent that back saying, actually, the name you have on this form is not the name you have on the passport. So I just had to make a quick correction to change it to the name and go back to that little first checklist to say, not only did I lose my photo card, but also I'm changing my name. So I had to check or tick 2 boxes.
And I think it had to go to a different postcode. We were explaining that they're all Swansea, but they all have different postcodes depending on the department.
But the good thing is when they sent me that letter, they gave us a self-addressed envelope, so it went back to the right people straight away.
We've got them now.
So I have mine as well. And they are a little bit, they kind of look a bit more similar to our American ones, actually,
they were kind of a green colour, weren't they, when we left?
They didn't seem to have as much information on the front as well. So anyway, the point is we're all legal
We're
and everything's
good to
great.
go now, yeah. The other thing would be...
We got Monty covered.
Yes.
So we had been waiting a little while to get pet insurance for Monty. We always have had pet insurance when we had both of the cats in America from Kittens. And we needed to do a bit more research because coming here, he is an older cat. He's 12, isn't he, really? And so it's a bit different because you can pick and choose how much of an excess you want to pay, how much coverage you want per treatment or per illness or accident.
When it comes to insurance, it is very close to the American system that we'd left behind. But but being able to choose more what you could spend things on was a bit more.
So we just had to learn a bit more about the system because there's also like lifetime coverage as opposed to 12-month. So if he had like a condition, I don't know, he doesn't, but if he had something like diabetes, there's coverage that would cover him only for 12 months. But then after that, you're responsible for the rest of his medicine for the rest of his life. So you have to we had to do a bit of research on that, didn't we? And ask some friends about that. We did it again through
money saving
expert.
Yeah.
And we actually did it through Compare the Market, with the Meerkat adverts. And because of that, we got this bonus thing, didn't we? So now we have two. At the moment, they have this deal where you can get 2 cinema tickets for the price of one.
Oh, yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Or a meal with 50% off at certain places, or delivery.
But that wasn't the insurance company.
No, the insurance company's called Animal Friends, or Friends with Animals, something like that.
Yeah.
And we got him insured, but it doesn't kick in. It didn't. So we got him insured on a Monday, but it didn't kick in for another couple of days. Didn't go live. They sent me an email to say he's live now. So
we had him wrapped in cotton wool for those few days.
Yeah. And we're not too worried about him, but we'd rather be safe.
He's an indoor cat, so he's not going to get injured. He's not going to get run over. It's just time and age are his main.
Yeah, and because his brother developed cancer, didn't he?
Yeah.
Cancer of his intestines. We just wanted to make sure that we had everything covered. But he is now covered, yes. There we go.
Talking of medical
and
issues.
it is cheaper.
Oh,
I mean,
sorry,
the
I
key
thought we
thing
had a good segue then.
No, I'm sorry, but and it's cheaper. So in America,
that's true.
his pet insurance, just for him, would have been over $300 a year.
That's right. Yeah.
Which would have been about $225, something like that, pounds.
I think it was
£30.
It was like 700 and change last time we got him for the pair of the cats.
And we got his for the year for under 200. So.
Yeah.
I mean, we could have got it even lower, but we chose a lower excess, didn't we?
Which seems crazy because you'd think America, more people paying in, you'd think premiums would be lower.
And more competition.
Yeah, whereas we're on an island of 65 million people, you'd think it... Anyway.
Right.
Talking of medical things...
Go on then.
We both have had appointments with our local doctor's surgery, haven't we?
Now, this was something, if you've been watching us all the way through, and if not, you can go back to our very first video, because probably one of the very first things we talked about was coming back to the NHS. And we got a lot of people saying, including my sister who works for the NHS, saying that it's not how it used to be and that you can take forever and ever to actually get hold of a GP and all of this. And we take all of that on board. We understand the NHS is not the same as it was. But in our experience, we have not had any issues either getting an appointment nor speaking to a doctor.
No, in fact, the doctor rang me the other day about my results from a test, which I'd never had before, which was terrifying because you think if the doctor's ringing me, there must be something wrong. But it was just nothing really. Just wanted to quick chat.
So it is a different system. You now need to go online in the morning and choose to have an appointment.
Yeah.
I've done quite a few things now. I've actually gone on and had an appointment. I've gone on and had a prescription, asked for a refill of a prescription.
Yeah.
For me, I've also been to the asthma clinic, and I've already got another appointment with the asthma clinic. And just this morning, I went and I had my flu jab.
Yeah. So you've been getting your money's worth.
Yeah, definitely. But I would say that we understand that it's region specific, some of the bigger issues with the NHS. But so far, we have found it not to be as people have said. We have been able to speak to doctors quite easily.
Yeah. Things might change in the future. We don't know, but we'll keep you appraised of what goes down next. Mm-hmm. Okay, so one of the things we've done so far as well is comparing our shopping trips with the ones that we had in the US. Food shopping, and across the board it's fairly consistently cheaper than the US. But we thought we'd try somewhere different to get our weekly shop to just compare the prices.
So up to now, we've done Tesco, we've done Sainsbury's, we've done the posh one at M&S, and we did go to Aldi.
So we thought we'd up the ante, and as we were in Buxton, we went to Waitrose.
Yes.
And
it's not a massive Waitrose.
It's a little Waitrose within a shopping mall. What did you think?
I quite liked it in terms of it had things that other supermarkets didn't have.
Béarnaise sauce, for instance.
Yes.
Yeah.
But also, we got that deal, didn't we, for the breaded chickens?
Yeah.
Like the chicken Kiev, and there were like a couple of other options. And
they were really nice.
If you notice, I'm not saying this isn't the case in other supermarkets, but Waitrose do go out of their way to sort of say that they have all these stickers saying their chickens are really well treated and
sourced,
looked after and things. But then it didn't have some of the things that we kind of figure are staples, aren't they?
Yes, I was most annoyed that they didn't have my Vimto. I had all the other squashy drinks there, but no Vimto. So
and they didn't have Warburton's bread.
Yes, yeah.
Which, I mean,
even Aldi.
We do like a Warburton's toasty loaf, don't get us wrong. It's not always good for us, so we have switched to a protein loaf. But even we like their pita breads, don't we?
Yes, yeah.
And,
the
when
wholemeal pitas are lovely. Yeah.
And as a treat, we do like their crumpets. So it was a bit disappointing to see that brand completely was missing.
On the whole, I'd say it was an interesting visit. I would say it was it was as if Marks and Spencer's and Sainsbury's had a baby. And it produced Waitrose, I think. That's what it reminded me of anyway.
But I don't think it's going to be part of our routine. I think that...
No, and especially with our future plans, we're moving away from the kind of demarcation line of where Waitrose exists, don't they? We're going into more Booths territory. So
we will talk about that, but we are planning to move out of the flat we're in right now. But we'll talk more about that in a coming video.
While we're still on the topic of supermarkets...
so we do keep going back to Marks and Spencer's.
Yeah.
Not for all of our food shop. It's just where we go. It has a Marks and Spencer's and a Tesco's right next door to each other. So what we've been doing is going into the cafe, haven't we, for Marks and Spencer's? Yeah. And I would like to carry on with my crusade. Marks and Spencer's Cafe does not charge extra if you want oat milk or alternate dairy options.
Yeah.
So that's a good one if you're interested. And obviously it's nice food, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's like one of these, like at McDonald's now, isn't it? You go in and you have a big screen to
you don't order at a counter, you order a machine. But it seems to work quite efficiently, doesn't it? Yeah.
But yes, we have been to a few coffee shops. We walked into New Mills, didn't we? And, and that coffee shop did charge.
Yeah.
So I didn't go for a coffee.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, I didn't go for a coffee.
Yeah.
In there, I had a fruity drink instead, didn't I? So we keep going.
Stockport charge you for oat milk when we went to the pictures? When we...
No, they were fine.
They were fine
because they were kind of a restaurant, weren't they?
Yeah.
So yes. But yes, I am still on the dairy alternative watch.
Beware coffee shops.
Yes. We haven't been to any of the chains, though. We haven't done like a Cafe Nero or Starbucks here.
No, what was the one we used to... We used to go
Costa
to
Coffee
Rhode Island quite a lot, didn't we?
We haven't done any of those yet to see
left.
if they charge.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll get to do that in sometime soon.
Speaking of fast food, we've been to Greggs a couple of times, haven't we, since we last spoke?
You have to. It's an institution, isn't it?
Yeah. One thing I did discover is that they don't call their pasties anymore. They call them slices now.
See, this is it. I know Greggs is kind of mostly known for its sausage rolls, but Paul doesn't tend to have the sausage roll, do you?
No, I'm more of a cheese and onion pasty kind of guy. And
the first time there wasn't any.
Yeah.
We missed out, didn't you?
Yeah.
So you went for a steak?
We got a steak bake, I think.
And then the second time, he wanted a cheese and onion pasty, and he was complaining, saying, "Why are they called pasties anymore?"
Yeah, they're called slices now. And
they're called bakes.
Yeah, you looked it up, didn't you?
And it seems to be just they wanted to standardise. It seems that they kept calling things different.
Yeah.
It's like when I was back at Procter & Gamble. You had like Olay, for example, as a product. It used to be called Oil of Ulay over here, didn't it? It used to be called Oil of Olaz on the continent. It used to be called Olay in America. So they just standardised the name into one thing, and that's what Greg seems to have done.
The marathon conundrum.
Everything
Snickers.
And everything that is pasty-like is just called a bake.
Yeah. Okay, so there was that, but it still tastes great.
Which leads on to, after Paul's been eating all of this lovely food...
I had a real issue after I came back from America. And I didn't really have tummy troubles per se, like you would if you had non-oat milk, if you had real milk. But something wasn't quite right down there. So I went on Yakult for a while just to get my digestion sorted out, and it bloody worked, didn't it?
I mean, saying that, I did have a bit of a tricky time, didn't I? Where I had to go back on the brat diet for a little bit. So we think that we had to let our microbiomes adjust to the English diet.
I think so. It was a bit of a detox or a retox or whatever kind of thing it is. But Yakult worked for me. I don't know if you find yourself in the same situation coming back from the US and you're having trouble adjusting, then Yakult might be the answer for you.
Yeah, I mean, it does make sense because we know that there's more chemicals and stuff and additives in American food.
Yeah.
So it may have been a shock to our gut biome to have, healthier, non-chemical laden food. And so we just had to grow different bugs, I suppose. Gut bugs.
You're the scientist, you tell me. While we're still on the topic. It's easy for you to say. Topic of food.
You probably noticed a theme.
Yes. We went to Manchester 2 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago.
2 weekends ago.
Meeting up with an old friend of mine and his new lady friend.
Yes.
And we had a nice time, didn't we?
We did. And obviously I've been to Manchester with him before we had moved over to the US, but you grew up there and you don't really recognise it anymore.
I think it changed between leaving the tram spot and the train station. Seemed to be new buildings gone up like that. But as part of our trip, obviously, we visited a few old watering holes I remember from the past. But there was a building that was part of the Smithfield Market, the open air market, which falls within the northern quarter of Manchester. It had been derelict for most of the time that I worked in Manchester, in the centre of Manchester, working around the corner from it. And that's been transformed into a food hall now, isn't it?
Yes, called Mackie Mayer.
Yeah.
Now, I will admit, the first time he said it, I thought he was talking about Mackie May. And I thought, isn't that a song by Rod Stewart?
Yeah.
That's Maggie May. So it's Mackie Mayer. It's the Mayer bit I wasn't getting.
Yeah, mayor as in town, as in mayor.
Yeah, not mayor as in it was a nightmare.
So it's a food hall, so there's lots of different vendors. There was a little brewery in there. There was pretty much every food cuisine that you can think of.
And if you're going to go and visit such a place, I would take a bit of time to walk around and see what's on offer.
Yeah.
They do have like a QR code, so you can sit down and have a look at the QR
and
code
and order off your phone.
But because there's so many options, and I know you guys don't know me all that well, but I am not good with a menu. If you give me one menu, it'll take me a long time. And this was like 12 different menus.
Yeah.
I was thoroughly confused.
It didn't really help that it was a Saturday afternoon. It was rammed in there as well, wasn't it? It was a lot of people in there as well. And it was raining outside, so that brings people inside as well. So, but it was very good. I really enjoyed it.
But what you tend to do is you order from the app, or you can go up to the counter. You went up to the counter to order. But then they have runners that bring the food to you, so you can, as soon as you've put your order in, you can just sit back down again, and it'll all come to you.
Yeah.
And it was nice. I had a fried chicken burger, and you had a steak sandwich.
Steak sandwich on like a baguette type thing.
But they had Korean food. They had
Korean barbecue.
Chinese,
there
Japanese,
was pizzas, you name it.
Pasta.
There was a curry place as well, wasn't there? An Indian curry place. So I'd highly recommend that. You'll find references to it or things on YouTube.
Yes.
A lot of people that have visited Manchester have visited this place, so that's where we first heard about it.
Yeah.
Talking of visiting places, we went for a walk, didn't we?
Yes. I think one of the other things we talked about when we wanted to move back to the UK in our first video was the ability to walk to a pub and sit in a pub garden and have a drink.
So we'd not really done much of that. There's two very close to where we're living at the minute, but we've not really ventured forward to them, have we?
No, and so they don't seem to do food either.
Yeah, so we went for a walk one Sunday afternoon, didn't we? A couple of weeks back.
We did.
And not that far away, there's a Robinson's pub called The Cock.
Yes.
And we just went in there for a pint, and you had a J2O, didn't you?
Yeah, and they did have a menu. People were eating, but we'd already planned. We had a dinner.
It was a kind of Sunday lunch vibe going on.
So we might go back there and have a Sunday lunch at some point before we leave the area, because it looked nice. That we swagged a menu and had a bit of a looky, didn't we? It looked really good. Lots of options for people like myself who. I wouldn't say I go for the vegan options, but the vegan is always the dairy-free ones. So it seemed to have a lot of options, didn't it? We mentioned on one of our earlier videos we'd had a visitor over from Australia staying with us for the night, and we took them to another pub that's owned by the same brewery, and I think it had the same kind of attention to detail when it came to their menu as well, about the options. Vegan custard there, so I could have a nice pudding. Yeah. So yes. That's probably been our first local pub. Yeah. Just walk in off the street after having a bit of a walk around. And then, as I said at the very beginning, the weather has changed and it started to get a bit cooler. Yeah. In fact, we've been having the last of Storm Amy. Yeah. Amy? Storm Amy's raging outside. Yeah. Well, not raging here. It's just shaking the leaves a bit. One of the things that we don't have in the flat is a tumble dryer. Yeah. So we have all these clothes horses or maidens, as however we call them, to dry our clothes. And we made a bad assumption that the radiators work the same way they did 15 years ago. And we were wanting to stick the radiators on, so that you can get the heating to dry your clothes and dry your towels and stuff like that. And we found that they just weren't getting hot, and we wondered what we were doing wrong. Well, we spoke to our landlord, and he did say that there was some work going on with the boiler. Yeah, so the boiler had been malfunctioning. Yeah, but it was fixed now, and it turns out that the legislation on environmental legislation on heating and stuff means that they're on all the time. So but the temperature changes according to the temperature outside, so they don't get crazy hot. But it doesn't feel cold in here, does it? He actually said it's the boiler. That's it. The boiler doesn't click on until the temperature outside, or temperature that the boiler senses, gets below 18, I think he said, degrees C. Yeah, 18 degrees, yeah. And so, but even with the radiators, they're never going to get like crazy hot like they used to when we were growing up, because from an energy efficiency point of view, the idea is to have them on at a low temperature all day long, rather than set times that so you probably, if you were like us, you will wake up in the cold, but then the heating would kick on, so you got some hot water. Put the immersion heater on. But then it would click off when you're not in the house, and then it would click on again when you're coming home from school or coming home from work. Seems that is the older system, and the newer systems now are designed this way. This is a very old building, but it's been completely refitted all the way through, isn't it? Yeah. So that's something we didn't know. We thought we'd share that if you're coming and like us thinking that the radiators are going to get screaming hot and you can just try your wet clothes on it, that's not going to happen anymore. And also, I will say that with the weather changing and the clocks are going to go back soon, aren't they? Not this week, I think it's next weekend. I got a bit excited because on our latest walk, we saw signs for November the 5th. Yes. Fireworks and bonfire. The leaves. Autumn's here and the leaves are falling. The leaves are changing. So... we did get leaves changing colour and falling in North Carolina. It's just they all seem to change and fall within a 1 week period. That's it, you're gone. So it's just that kind of this time of year, the smells. It's kind of all very reminiscent of the season of mists and mellow fruitfulness, he said, waxing lyrical. Anyway, it's just something that we're excited about, aren't we? Yeah. And finally, a quick one before we finish. We managed to find where we can see the TV shows that we used to watch in America. Yeah. However, because of the way the American broadcast system works, all the new shows start at the beginning of September, and then they go on hiatus in November for Thanksgiving. Well, a bit towards October, Halloween. Yeah, well, it depends on which. Halloween and Thanksgiving, and then it's Christmas. So you don't really get a run of them, do you? No. So what it appears here, we get those shows,
but we'll get them in January when they restart in the US. So there's no lag between the show. So it runs seamlessly here. We don't get a lag in the middle of it. It's just waiting for them now.
Yes.
I'm missing any spoilers.
Yes. So but we're not like, talking about anything profound.
No.
We're talking, Law and Order, SVU and things like
Elspeth,
that, aren't we?
that kind of thing. All right, I think we're approaching that point, madam.
We are, yes. So please make sure you keep watching us. Our next video, we're going to actually delve into how our trial retirement is going.
Oh, yeah.
And sort of some steps we've made to shore up our funds.
Okay, so
please continue watching
and
click around, have a look at other videos as you go.
Take care.
Cheers
Bye
for now.